There's a line on the ground that'll take you anywhere. If you want to go somewhere in particular, you gotta follow the right line. But there's a line on the ground most places, and we're gonna follow that line to whatever we might find, though it might not be just what we were expecting. There's just no point directing that line on the ground. If you let it, it just might take you anywhere.
There you go.
Good morning. We're very glad that that line on the ground has led you to us today. I'm David C. Lowy, and this is Houston EV Hub. We're live today and every Wednesday morning from 10 to 10:30 Central Time on KPFT 90.1 in Houston. Also live on kpft.org and in the KPFT archives for 60 days from broadcast. Just go to kpft.org, click Archive, click Choose Show, then look for EV Hub, and there will be. I'm here with our producer, Colin Lowen.
Good morning.
And at the controls, hello to Rico and Sarah. Today's show is titled, I Just Called to Say I Love You. It's dedicated to our callers. And if you want to be one of them, and I see that we have several waiting, just call us. The number here at the studio is 713-526-5738. You just push 2 to talk with us. We have a few calls lined up and ready to go. But first, let me tell you a little bit about what I did over the weekend, usually getting maybe 3 to 5 hours of sleep, but it was a very exciting gathering of people from all over the country who are passionate about electric cars. I met probably 100 people. They were from various states. And this took place in upstate New York in Schenectady, basically the home of many electrification projects, including a 1914 electric vehicle built by the electrical genius Charles Steinmetz, which I got to sit in. Nobody got to drive it, but I got some good pictures. But right now, the executive director of the Electric Vehicle Association, excuse me. No, it's not. It's fine. We're just doing some technical checking here. Oh, I see what you mean. Get my everything. Yay, this is live radio, ladies and gentlemen, right here in Houston. And I've done this before.
Well, we're learning.
Not quite like this. This is not in the script. Okay. All right.
So the association was the Electric Vehicle Association that was the national meeting.
Yes.
We also their website, by the way, is eva.org. We also have a Houston chapter and we can find us at houstoneva.org.
And now, thank you for filling that empty space for us, Colin. Very well done. And we have a little interview that I did with Chris Celek, who is the executive director of this national organization, and we're going to hear that now. I'm talking with Chris Celek, executive director of the National Electric Vehicle Association. Please introduce yourself and tell me what this organization is about.
Oh, sure. Good morning, good afternoon. I'm not sure what time we're going to be listening to this, but happy to join you today. The Electric Vehicle Association is several thousand volunteer members in the U.S. and Canada, about 100 chapters. We're all car owners, electric vehicle owners. We're not selling any kind of vehicle. We do a lot of educational outreach events to help people learn about all of the benefits of electrical vehicles. We answer people's questions. We tell them about our experience owning, driving, taking care of electrical vehicles. And we used to get asked a lot about the price of the electric vehicles. And as a category, electric vehicles are still a little bit more expensive than conventional gas and diesel vehicles. However, what we want people to understand and learn from our experience is that over the lifetime of owning the vehicle, that fuel costs are 30% of gas or diesel, that there's almost no maintenance of an electric vehicle. You might say, well, how can that be? And the answer is pretty simple. In a conventional gas or diesel powertrain, there are more than 2,000 moving parts. In an electric vehicle, there's about 200 moving parts. So there's just a lot less metal parts that rubbing against each other that have to be maintained, serviced before they wear out, and have to be replaced. So there's significant maintenance and operation savings. The other real practical thing about EVs is that they barely use the mechanical brakes. You go for years without having to adjust or replace brake parts, because the motors do most of the braking in the vehicle. The other thing that we always want people to learn about is that because there are electric motors and not gasoline or diesel engines, there's no vibration, there's no noise, there are no fumes. It's a quiet, fun, comfortable driving experience. And they're also just a whole lot of fun because they are very, very quick. Unlike in a gas car where the motor and the transmission have to kind of wind up after you hit the accelerator, in an electric car, the torque is instant and away you go really fast. So they're a lot of fun. The main thing to know is they actually save consumers thousands of dollars every year, and that they truly are less expensive to operate than a gas car.
Well, thank you, Chris Celek. It was a pleasure meeting you out there in Schenectady, New York. What a fabulous meeting it was. We were treated to a wonderful day or evening reception given by Kate Kruk, who has been on this show a number of times and will join us again next week. Fabulous solar-powered estate out in the country in upstate New York. So I'm excited. We're all excited. I'm looking around. Everybody's excited because finally we have some callers lined up, and we're going to get to them right now.
No New Year's Day to celebrate. No chocolate covered candy hearts to give away. No first of spring, no song to sing. In fact, here's just another no April rain, no flowers bloom.
The wonderful Stevie Wonder would have eventually gotten around to saying, I just called to say I love you. And that's what we love today. We have 4 callers lined up. We're going to start with Robert. Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning. Well, we have about a minute or so to talk with you. What's on your mind about electric vehicles?
Okay, do I even have a mind? Okay.
We know you do.
I'm the former vice president of the local HEVA. I was instructed to talk about data searching, data mining about EVs.
There's because you're a pro. I mean, you load us up with so much information. I'm going to sit down by the fire, if I had a fireplace, and review that some winter because there's everything I need to know. So how do you find all this?
Well, on the back of our cards that we hand out, our chapter cards, there's a lot of good websites. The one I go to every day is electrek.co, electrek.co, not com, co, cleantechnia.com. The best thing to do, I recommend, is go to our local chapter website, houstoneva.org, and there's links to our Facebook page. And Cohen's doing an excellent job of populating it with stories and managing it, and just go down the list. It has everything from personal cars to commercial trucks to electric buses, electric school buses, electric aircraft, if you could believe that, electric watercraft, and also with a side of alternative energy, an EV, electric vehicle powered by a PV, i.e. solar. So you get clean vehicles with clean electrons, and also some of the issues of the day, tariffs, and can companies like, can manufacturers sell direct to the customer or not, or do you have to go to dealers? It's just really wonderful, and I suggest our listeners to go to our website and then click on our Facebook page, and while you're there, you can click on our YouTube page. We record events and especially meetings.
And
So,
even all of the shows that we do are there forever on YouTube, as far as we can.
The radio shows too.
Yeah, the radio show is what I'm referring. But I want to thank you personally. Robert has recently gracefully handed over, without a struggle, the position of Vice President of our Houston Electric Vehicle Association. I want to thank Colin and the rest of the board for some reason or other, thinking of me, and I hope I can do well in that role.
Yeah, thank you, Robert. The transition was without violence.
So well, there was some violence in the studio at the beginning of the show, but that's okay. We're going to move to Lawrence, calling us from Austin, Texas. Lawrence, it's great to hear you again.
Hey, Lawrence. Hey, David. Good morning.
What's
nice
up?
To talk to you again.
Yeah, same here. I know your group won an award for the best EV club in the South.
That's news to me. Yeah, thanks. You told me about it a couple of days ago. Yeah, we're really happy about that. We've become more active. You know, I've been in the club just a couple of years. I'm not the founder. Aaron Cho's the founder. And mostly for the past 2 years, we'd staff booths at shows and festivals. You know, like Circuit of the Americas has a electric mobility show. I think it's called Electrify Expo, actually. And then there was Earth Day at Houston Tillotson the last couple of years. So I was trying to come up with something that was more engaging to do. Uh-huh. So you and I did that road rally together.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So that was an attempt to have some fun. And then just yesterday, some of the other members met at the local Rivian showroom, and we're trying to do a collaboration with them where we would bring our members in there, and they would do presentations and let us test drive their vehicles.
Well, when I was in New York over the weekend, I visited with a friend in New York City, and we walked through the rain in New York and came upon a Rivian showroom. And they had the most luxurious vehicles in there, selling for upwards of $100,000 and more. And we got to take a ride in one, which was my friend's first ride in an electric. So as he pointed out, and as I like to say, it's a car. I mean, it takes you places, but in a better way. But there was something specific I think you mentioned you wanted to talk about today.
Yeah. I'm confused by some of the recent publications about the reliability of electric vehicles. So in December, Consumer Reports published something showing that in their reliability surveys, the EVs were less reliable than the gas vehicles.
Well, I'll just say,
kind of surprised me.
I don't believe that. I don't think that's true, but I don't know where they're coming from. But go ahead.
And then recently, the German Automobile Association published something saying that EVs were more reliable than gas mobiles.
And let me
get your thoughts.
I'm glad you're bringing this up.
This is Colin Lowen talking to you.
Yeah, the Consumer Reports in the next month said that the Rivian, which was rated the least reliable, was also the one that the customers were most satisfied with.
So,
it's like religion.
It makes no sense.
Well, I've driven every kind of vehicle over the past 56 years, and I just have to say my electrics have seldom, if ever, let me down. So thank you, Lawrence. It's a pleasure, and I've said I want to work with you on your next rally, and I hope you'll help us figure out our first one. Thanks
Happy
again.
To help.
Thanks again.
Thanks for the fun. Okay,
right.
Bye-bye.
See
Bye,
ya.
Colin.
And now we're going to move on to someone I visited with over the weekend in New York City, who has been a caller to this program before. Not only did we test drive that Rivian I talked about, but he and I found an exquisite vegan restaurant that was just a crawl with customers, happy customers. It was a rather chic place and didn't even cost that much. Bernard, are you there? Hello, Bernard. I think Bernard may have gone away. He may be a little impatient. Is he there?
Is that a New York minute?
That was a New York minute. Well, at least I talked about you that long. Okay, maybe Bernard will come back, but next in line is Jane. Jane, how do you spell your name? With a Y or what is it?
No, just plain Jane, Jane.
So it's never Janie.
Never Janie, no. But David,
yes,
I just
yes.
want to say.
Oh, and I thank you for being so familiar and calling me by name.
I can truthfully say that you are my all-time favorite radio host.
Are you reading this from the script that I wrote, or what?
No. And about electric cars.
Yeah, and
So,
you've ridden in them for as long as I have.
Yes, I have. I've ridden in them for maybe 12 years or so. Started with a hybrid, and then graduated up to sort of a low mileage electric, and then now we're in a fairly high mileage electric that can go, to Austin and back without even charging. But my thing now is that our car will only do level 2 charging, not the level 3 quick charging.
Yeah, referred to as DC fast charge in one way.
Yeah, DC fast charging, exactly. And so I would like to really upgrade to the DC fast charging in a newer model that has, maybe a longer battery life.
Okay.
And so I'm currently in negotiations with my spouse about this.
Not a bad way to put it. Well, thank you for calling. And a new car may be in anyone's future, and we hope it is, and we hope it will be electric. We have Dawn waiting, but we're going to get back to Dawn right after something we call Fun with Zip and Zap. And joining us in the studio, guest starring, good friend Susie Lovejoy, who has been in commercials. And so I'll be playing the part of me. No, I'll be playing the part of Zip and the park ranger and the narrator. So here we go. This episode is called Zip and Zap. Visit Mount Rushmore in their electric car of the future. And Don, please be patient. We will get back to you. The number for others to call is 713-526-5738. Push 2 to talk to us. Wow, Zap. This has been a great trip so far. Ever since you told me about charging and route planning apps, so that we'll always be able to find an electric charger when we need one, I don't worry at all. I know we'll always have enough driving range to get where we're going.
That's right, Zip. Those are useful tools and pretty much essential for long trips in these days of learning about electronic driving. Tell me, we're going to visit Mount Rushmore today. Do you know the names of the presidents that are on Mount Rushmore?
Well, I don't really, keep them in my memory that much. I was kind of hoping that when we get there, I'd learn about them. I know Benjamin Franklin is one, right? And probably Hamilton. After all, they did a rap musical about him, so that would be 2.
Oh, look, a convenient charger right there for the tourists, which we are. Wow, they think of everything these days.
We interrupt this program to remind you that Zip and Zap is a work of fiction. References to charging stations, availability, and locations may not match your reality. Who was that, Zap?
I'm not sure. Why don't we check out the visitor center?
Well, hello, I'm Ranger Max Efficiency. You can call me Effie. Welcome to Mount Rushmore, where Presidents Washington, Jefferson, Teddy Roosevelt, and Abraham Lincoln are here to greet you and remind us about America's wonderful history.
Wow, well, thank you. But right now we're wondering if it's okay charging out there at the charging station. How much is it going to cost and, how long can we stay there?
Stay there as long as you'd like. We have many charging stations throughout the park, and they're all free of charge, so to speak. Okay, we'll just plug into that one and then go try and find out who the presidents are on Mount Rushmore. But
No. Zip.
Yeah?
Oh, never mind.
3 hours later. Wow, I'm exhausted. That was quite a climb around all those stony sculptures. But I didn't see a plaque anywhere telling us which presidents are up there. Did you?
Why don't we go check on the car?
Wow, it's a good thing we have DC fast charge. It's already fully charged, and we've only been out for a little while.
So now that we're fully charged, we can go look for that vegan restaurant I've heard so much about. It's called Washington, Jefferson, Roosevelt, and Lincoln slept here.
Count me in. Oh, no, yay, let's go. People have raved about their volcanic vegan sushi.
Oh, well, then count me in. And it's only 50 miles away.
Life is good.
Yay!
And it's getting electric. Oh, I'm sorry, Zap.
That's okay, Zip. I'll just say it. And it's getting electronically better with each passing day.
All right. Well, thank you. I see we lost a caller during that show. I'm not sure why, but Don is still there. Don, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thank you.
So what's on your mind about electric vehicles?
Well, my question is, how does Houston summer heat and keeping your EV in a hot garage all summer affect its battery, and how many years the battery lasts?
Colin.
The heat is not as much of a challenge as cold is. I'm sure you know that. Of course, we don't have to deal with that much. But the batteries are almost every battery in the current vehicle is cooled by liquid, and they keep it at the right temperature, so you don't really notice any changes or any suffering due to the battery or to heat. Most batteries nowadays, well, I'd say the minimum warranty on a EV is 8 years, and a lot of them are now 10 years. So it's really not something you think about. If you have a problem, which are rare, but they do happen, just like every once in a while an internal combustion engine blows up, you can have a problem, but it is rare, and it continues to be more and more rare.
So the cars are designed to protect themselves to an extent, and they run cooling motors and warming motors in very cold conditions. You plug them in so that they don't reduce your battery range, etc. So we want to thank everyone who's called in. We noticed that Loretta was on the line, but people have other things to do, and sometimes you have to wait a while. There was another caller. But you have ridden in electric, Don, is that right?
Yes.
And your impression, I mean, as I said, the Rivian we test drove, they pointed out that they have separate batteries to run their climate controls, which helps to keep the range in good shape. Do we have another caller? Thanks, Don. No, somebody's blinking on two. We'll see you. We'll see you soon. All right. Well, you've been listening to the Houston EV Hub, and I'm David Lowy, our producer Colin Lowen. Susie Lovejoy was guest starring today as the inimitable Zap. And do we have much more time to go, or is it truly time to go? Well, with 2 minutes, Susie, you've been riding in my electric car to come over here, and we were part of Susan's rally, which was not named for you, by the way.
Oh, I thought it was.
How do you feel about the electric ones you've ridden in? And I know your sister has one.
I think it's a fabulous idea. You're convincing me to get an electric car. Yesterday, when I was running low on gas and had to stop in the rain at the gas station and spend about $50 on gas, I thought about you and I thought, this isn't always necessary.
Yeah.
So I'm really considering electric cars after listening to your show.
Well, you make me feel like I've earned the title of vice president, but it wasn't all me. Lowen has been working closely putting this together, but this is what we're here for.
Oh, it's all you. Yeah, you did the work. You did the work.
It's not a me party, but I mean, this is the purpose of our show, to open people's eyes to the benefits of this. And there's even a program through National. They have a sticker, the 10,000 Ride program.
Right.
So far, the sticker has the wrong QR code, but you get the person who rides with you, a family member or a friend who's never been in one. And Bernard, who couldn't stay, had his first ride just the other day, and someone else also is waiting to do it. So our job is to say you want to see what it's like, and with the idea that they'll like it. I think we're about done now.
Oh, hold on. Can we say something about tomorrow night's meeting?
Yeah.
At 6:30 to 8:30. You can find us at houstoneva.org. Tomorrow we'll have Bollinger Motors, a commercial electric vehicle supplier, and Texas EV. Come and join us via Zoom or in person.
And the website is?
houstoneva.org.
I want to thank everybody and remind you to drive very carefully. Driving better saves lives. That old clock is about to fall off the wall, and here we go.
There's a line on the ground that'll take you anywhere. If you want to go somewhere in particular, you gotta follow the right line. But there's a line on the ground most places, and we're gonna follow that line to whatever we might find, though it might not be just what we were expecting. There's just no point directing that line on the ground. If you let it, it just might take you anywhere. If you let it, it just might take you anywhere.